My mom grew up in a small town where everyone pretty much knows one another. I believe the population was around 350 people at the time. This was back in the 80s. Now, around this time of the event, she was 10 years old. Now, I don't know if it runs in the family, but at some time in our life, every single member of my family has experienced something paranormal. Well, here's some of my mother's stories, and I think that they're worth telling. She lived in a small adobe house. It was super small. Well, especially for 5 people living there. There were my grandparents, my uncle, my aunt, and my mother. The kitchen was located on the front part of the house. And the rooms, they were on the back of the house there, and it was divided. Now the kitchen was divided from the rest of the house. To get to it, well, you had to go to a door inside, and, kind of like how there's hotel rooms that have a door to get to another room, as well as, like a hallway way to get to a room. Well, anyway, there was windows in the rooms, and you could see the kitchen from these rooms. The kids would sleep in one room, and my grandparents, well, they would sleep in the other room. Where my mom and my aunt and my uncle would sleep was the room with the window. My mom tells me that at night, they would hear the chairs from the kitchen being dragged, and all the things on the table would get smacked off the table, and on one occasion the noises were very loud that it woke her and her siblings, and they were so curious, although they knew that it was making a noise. They were scared, but they peeked through the window and they saw a small shadow dragging a chair across the room. She said that they ran to their parents' room and slept the night there. The noises, they just went on all night. They believed it was my great-great-grandma's dad that would mess around with them because, well, he lived in that house before it was passed on to my grandma. Another time, she said that she woke up during the night and she looked at the side of the bed and she saw a big black dog with red eyes. Well, she dove under her blankets and hid her head until morning. She always believed what she saw was the devil in the shape of a dog. She also saw what looked like a monkey hanging and swinging from the door of her room. Those are some of the few stories that I remembered her telling me. Now, some of my stories, they're pretty good too. Let me tell you one. It was Thanksgiving, about 2006. We had dinner with the family and I was 12. I got mad at my mom because I wanted to go to the mall for Black Friday with her and my auntie, and she said no, and so I left to my room and I slammed my door. Me and my little sister, we shared a room, and the room was small. We had bunk beds. Those metal kind that make a hell of a noise whenever you move or turn even. Well, I was watching Chicken Little. It was probably 12 a.m. And once the movie finished, I turned off the light and I tried to go to sleep. I was laying, facing the wall, and I had my eyes closed, trying to go to sleep, when the bed started creaking like someone had laid down, someone really heavy. I turned around, and the empty side of the mattress was sinking down like someone was laying there. I freaked out. I couldn't move, and I tried to scream. I couldn't. I was so scared. I started to cry. I closed my eyes really tight, and I let out the loudest scream that I could muster. Well, my sister and my cousin came in the room, and they turned on the light. My sister, she hugged me and she told me that it was gonna be okay, and I told them what happened, and they said it was okay. When they turned the light on, you could see the bed sheets all messed up. Like someone was laying there. That was definitely one experience that stuck with me for many a year. Oh, throughout my life, I've had experiences with seeing shadows and hearing steps or someone trying to open doors. Back in my hometown, we had my auntie and my uncle and my mom's siblings staying over at our house one night. I remember one occasion, my auntie told my sister that she didn't behave, well, a hairy hand would come and get her. Well, she freaked out my sister so much that at night we had 2 beds in one room, and I shared bed with Mom, and my auntie and sis shared another bed, and at night my auntie awoke by tapping that she said that woke her up. She heard tapping followed by 3 knocks on our room's door. She believed that it happened to her because she was trying to scare my sister. I have so many other stories to tell, but I have to, remember them again and write them down maybe. Anyway, that's my story right now. And I will probably tell you more later.